What is denied by many people but it is actually 100% real. You can love someone else without loving yourself first. There's plenty of parents that hate themselves and love their kids. Not recommending it, but it's a stupid thing to deny. Herd mentality. If it is happening to someone else, it can happen to you. Majority of folks aren't playing the official UNO rules. Psychics cannot predict when I will visit them. You don't know how to fight unless you've been trained or have experience in fighting. Most people imagine themselves beating ass only to have reality smash them in the nose. A lot of people even injure themselves just trying to throw punches. When I went to sea, I would see the occasional flying fish. It was surprising how many people thought I was pulling their leg when I told them about it. Confirmation bias. Reading into a situation what you want to see. That our memory is very fallible, and does not work like a video camera. People largely deny responsibility for anything they contribute to. A lie detector isn't reliable. Being 35 to 50 wasn't considered elderly back in the day. It was common for people to live into their 70s and 80s. The reason we get average lifespan data with such low numbers is because so many babies died, skewing the average values downward. Shark attacks are extremely rare. It's okay to eat message. Built-in obsolescence, planned obsolescence, shocked how many people don't believe it happens. What has a 0% chance of killing you? Wile E. Coyote. The A-Team. Putting pasta on the ground a kilometer away from your home. Events that happen after you die. Cleaning up around here, according to my wife. A dodo. Batman. Whatever makes you stronger. A stormtrooper. That snail and that guy's wife. There isn't anything that exists in the physical world that has an absolute 0% chance of killing you. There is something known as the Mort scale, which takes a baseline of your probability of death in any given moment, then adds micromorts based on the probability that an item or situation will kill you. For example, there is a non-zero chance that a tea cozy will result in your death. The last recorded death from a tea cozy was in 1993, but the simple fact that this item exists means it adds a potential for it to kill you. Edit. Okay, the Reddit pedants have arrived, sucking any fun out of this post now. Cheerio. Fun while it lasted. Kindness. Have you ever listened to someone talk for less than a minute and immediately felt like you wouldn't get along with them? What did they say? I already decided what to order, and sorry not sorry if you're offended, but we're gonna eat what I'm ordering. You'll thank me for it. This was a person I was meeting for the first time. A friend introduced me to a stranger at a party and said we should get along great since we were both into music. The stranger was in a band and I used to work as a sound/lighting tech. He asked why I quit music and I told him I got sick of working every single weekend and making garbage pay. I enjoy shows far more as an attendant than a worker. He responds, "Oh, you don't love music." Which is okay, it's just that if you really loved music you would have stuck it out. For me, I couldn't live without music, it's just different. It took about 15 seconds of conversation to realize the dude was fucking insufferable. She was in a writer's group. The comment was made that Finnegan's Wake by James Joyce is a classically difficult book to get through. She opened with, actually she found it very easy. In fact, a friend of hers was a lecturer in nearby famous university, and he often came to her for insights into Joyce's work. I suspected immediately a narcissist, pathological liar. I was right. She earned the nickname amongst the group of 11, as in, if you said you'd been to Tenerife, she would say she had been to 11 Arif. Anyone who uses the volume of their voice to substitute for knowledge or personality. My old French teacher in I think 8th grade. It took her not even 5 minutes for us to hate her. I don't like any of you, I'm not your friend but a teacher to annoying brats. You'll do as I say when I say it and complainers get a 6, equivalent to an F, for this class. Her husband was a pretty cool guy though. The classic own-upmanship, you tell a simple story about something that's happened to you. For example, I once completed an escape room challenge in 30 minutes. Q ignoramus compulsive liar. Yet I've done that blindfolded and in half the time, I've done escape rooms abroad and I was the first one to escape. Oh fuck off. I can tell almost immediately by the way a customer walks up to the register whether or not they're going to be an asshole. I don't like company men, or people who defend the company and higher ups to no end. For example, in a meeting one time an experienced company man starting ripping into someone who works in another department in front of everyone over a trivial thing that has no effect on company man. After the meeting I expressed an opinion that the person was being rude, condescending, and unprofessional to a couple of co-workers that were in the room. They started defending said behavior. Instantly turned me off. Turns out corporate agreed with me and that person has since retired. I believe that I have a much more developed palate than most people, said in a very condescending, loud voice at a restaurant. From the guy who was at the next table when I said that oysters aren't my cup of tea. I'm an alpha. I never have very close or deep friendships, I just get along with everyone. I didn't dislike her or anything but I knew we won't be close. Later I found out she talks bad ABT people behind their back. They said I'm not racist but blacks and whites shouldn't have babies together. It's disgusting. After 3 seconds I recognized he was serious. My husband's new boss's wife. We were talking about the men working hard, because they do a physically demanding job, and she started talking about how stupid her husband is and just generally talking bad about his intelligence, which immediately put me off of her. I thought the general rule was united front in public, talk shit in private. That and whenever I'm in her car and we are alone she talks about hot guys and other men that she finds attractive like frequently. Maybe I'm broken but I don't look at other people in a sexual way besides my husband so I just make an obviously awkward laugh and change the subject. It's usually the people who immediately just start saying things like, I just call it as I see it, or, I'm just being honest. Stuff like that, which is really just a way they like to justify themselves as being an asshole or overly judgmental. The people who are proud of being brutally honest care more about the brutality than the honesty. Her daughter is a gay.